Welcome to another episode of Hard Factor, presented by the Barstool News Network. It is Monday, May 18th, 2020. Boys, we are officially living in the deep simulation. Dave says if he sells 1 billion Portnoy Musk 2024 t-shirts, he'll actually run for office. That happened.
Hell yeah.
After Elon Musk asked him to run for office on Twitter late last week. And that's not even one of the stories today. We've got so much to cover. So just
$1 billion or 1 billion units?
1 billion T's, and he said he will run. So,
well, that's not good.
Well,
that would be a world record.
Well, get out there and get your
right now we're going to
get
get him like 23 shirts from this show.
Yeah.
Total. Yeah.
So do your part. Anything can happen.
You get him to that billion, you might have him running for president. Or
There we go.
I don't think he actually specified which office. But anyways, between Elon moving to Austin soon and us already working for Dave, we may end up having to do this podcast on Mars by the time it's all said and done. We'll see how that shakes out. But today, we've got coronavirus updates, political moves being made all over the board, strippers getting back to work, emergency landings in planes, and much, much more. Wes, get us going.
All right, let's jump right into it. It's the coronavirus update. Got to start the week off fresh, know what's going on. Total cases at the time. Huh?
Got to scare the shit out of everyone.
Yep, got to start your Monday off with being scared shitless. Yeah. So, total cases at the time of this recording, just shy of 4,800,000 worldwide. Total deaths, 316,516. U.S. cases, 1,527,438. 20,000 new cases from Saturday to Sunday, in fact, with almost 1,000 new deaths. Now at almost 91,000 and climbing for the U.S.
How many cases? Over 1 million, though, right?
Oh yeah, over 1.5. So
well under 1% morbidity.
Yeah, I guess so. That's good news. Rounding out the top 5 countries in a list that nobody wants to be on. Number 2 is now officially Russia. We've talked about it. It happened. They passed Spain, so 281,000 cases, almost 282,000 cases. Just still only 2,631 deaths. So I'll get to a little bit to that a little bit more later. Number 3 is Spain. Number 4, UK. And number 5, Brazil passed Italy, where the little flu, as Bolsonaro called it, now has infected 241,000 and killed over 16,000. So,
that's not good.
Yeah, not good. Brazil and Russia are both in very big trouble with with their infrastructure that they have in place as far as healthcare and just they're just kind of fucked.
Why would he call it the little flu? That's just taunting it. I mean, I would at least call it the big flu.
He thought coronavirus had nothing, But I saw he was wearing a mask over the weekend, so even he has been scared into a mask. Bolsonaro.
Bolsonaro does a lot of the Trump. You got to put an insulting adjective in front of an adversary.
Oh yeah, you got to call it any virus. Yeah.
Really humiliates it, like old wife, Macron's old wife, like right. little man, like. And then people you give good adjectives to, like great shoulders,
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, maybe he'll come up with a new one for the virus after devastates his fucking country. So for all you people saying that it isn't as bad as the flu, like maybe Bolsonaro, a study released this past Thursday by Harvard Medical School and Emory University found that in the U.S. there were 20 times more deaths per week from COVID-19 than from the flu in the deadliest week of an average flu season. So
yeah, it's worse than the flu.
It's way worse than the flu. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So let's move on over to Russia, where they are facing a crisis that probably nobody will ever really know the extent of. But the virus has now moved into just about every corner of the massive country. And lots of people with no resources are becoming infected. So, there's just no telling how many people are going to die and not even get reported. Putin met with the 85 regional heads and basically said, you guys decide on your own when you want to open back up. So pretty much like Trump told the governors here. Over half of Russia's cases are in Moscow. And now deaths being reported in more remote places are greater than in the nation's capital. So that's kind of weird, where there are far more cases. So, like in remote places, they're like 13 deaths.
Well, right. But that happens, though, where it's like a small community, but like the retirement home gets hit.
Right. Yes.
Right. And like the whole thing, yeah. So
the village. Yeah.
Or that's, if my guess, alternative theory here, in Russia, they're just sending people they want to die into more remote places than saying, oh, that's a COVID death. That's a COVID death.
The journalists.
That's a COVID death.
Yeah, in Russia. But you bring up a good point, Wes. Like in Russia, we'll never know. Like a good way to tell will be like how well are the bears doing? Like, how many towns have been taken completely over by bears?
Right.
That's an easy way to tell like how the virus is doing.
Right. Look at the food ordering, and if it's going to be a lot lower.
The
Nobody's gonna
food
be-
ordering in Russia, I'll tell you, it's pretty low, bro. Growing up,
It's vodka.
in the second grade, I met this
I mean,
kid named Sasse.
even-
He was an immigrant. He had to wait in line for bread. I don't know
Even
what's
there-
changed since '92, but
Even there, I think that the mortality rate is probably still relatively low.
No, it is low. I don't think it's 1%. Well, I think
It's
combat
5%.
your math, right? Because when you say there's 1.5 million and there's only 90,000 deaths, but out of that 1.5 million, like only like 400,000 or 300,000 have been resolved. So you have to take the amount that have been resolved.
So it's like 1%.
Well,
No, it's like 3.
5%.
It's like two, anywhere between 1.5 to 4%.
One
It's low,
to-
yeah, but and
one
then it
to-
goes up by age.
if it's
But then if you
1.5
count all the
million,
people
If
that
you're-
probably had it.
Yeah, it's all old people though. So
didn't
it's like
go to the
mostly old
hospital.
people.
well,
Right.
actually, what they're
almost
saying,
6%.
what they're saying, guys, is from the health
It's
administration
low.
over there.
It's low. It's lower
Way
than
lower than
91,000,
6%.
91,000, right, is close to 100,000, right? 100,000 is 10% of a million, right? It's 1.5 million confirmed in the United States. I'm sorry, 1.5 million confirmed cases, 91,000 deaths. So it's not 1%, it's not 2%, it's 5%. It's almost 6%.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Of people who were confirmed to have it in the hospital.
Yeah.
Right.
Well-
exactly. So how many more people didn't go to the hospital, and actually probably
Yeah.
got it and just sat at home?
Well, I think that people are overblowing it in terms of
Yeah.
it being higher. It's well under 5% probably, but it's also 20 times worse than the flu. So like,
well, if you guys let me talk, I have the answer for you. So
Sorry,
Wes.
Wes.
basically,
Oh, Wes.
it's that they're only counting deaths from coronavirus that they were found through an autopsy. So unless they perform an autopsy on you, they don't officially say it was coronavirus. They have to go in and do an autopsy for them to officially say they died by coronavirus. So unless they do more autopsies, no, they're not going to attribute the deaths to coronavirus.
we might never know because a
Yeah.
lot of people aren't reporting that they have it, and then a lot of people might be dying and they're not getting autopsies.
Well,
We'll
and then
never
also
fucking-
hospital funding is tied to how many COVID cases you report in some places or in the United States. So it incentivizes to report more. So you're
Here,
right.
yeah.
It's not the same across the world. So you're never going to know exactly.
I'm going
Right.
to throw this out here. Why don't we get an economist to run the world? Because Will, what you just said is fucking true. And there's all these goddamn problems with numbers, and it's affecting our entire livelihood. Like, let's get some economists in there, man. Some people that are going to look at these problems before they happen.
Yeah, New World Order. We should get rid of all of the governments across the world and just like 4 economists just run them.
Yeah, because they're just going to run the world by numbers. That's what they're gonna do.
Another World Bank, Bank, Federal Reserve, or whatever
Fed.
the fuck they have. Yeah.
Pat thinks
Planet-
the Fed doesn't.
Planet
Pat
Nairobi.
think-
Don't worry,
Pat
it
thinks
already
the Fed
exists.
already doesn't. Yeah, it already rules the world. Pat. The Fed.
So, big trouble. Russia's in big trouble, and as Brazil in hospitals, in like cities like Sao Paulo, the hospitals are at 90% capacity there. The poor people, they simply can't stay in place anymore if they want to fucking survive. So another crisis there. But let's check in on number one for a second, the USA. When the fuck are we going to get some more money, some more stimulus money? We got $1,200 plus $500 for each dependent under the CARES Act. So show me the money. Well, on Friday, the House passed the Health and Economic Recovery Omnibus Emergency Solutions Act, or HEROES Act, which is round 2 of the stimulus plan to keep us afloat. Guess what, guys? We're not going to get that $2,000 a month that was talked about, floated around, wishful thinking. And the Senate and Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell and President Trump hate the package that the House passed.
Yeah, no kidding. The
Yep,
the
and-
$2,000 a month for everybody package
Yeah.
that didn't fly with Mitch McConnell.
Nope, didn't fly
I
with
thought
Mitch.
he would have loved that.
No, and it's pretty much
Why-
dead on arrival.
Why'd they
Senate-
call it the HEROES Act?
Well, I just read the whatever acronym it's called.
So,
No,
so
I know.
Mitch McConnell could kill it. So Mitch
Right.
McConnell could kill the heroes.
But like,
Yeah,
you're a
they-
hero.
that's
Here's
exactly
your
why.
$2,000.
That's exactly why, Pat. So when they kill the bill, it looks like they're killing a nice bill.
yeah,
Bro, I want to be a fucking hero.
It's called like the baby bunny bill. Like,
Yeah. Well, Trump said he would even veto it even if it passed the Senate. So, and he said it, quote, the
yeah,
bill
we're
is
not
more
seeing that fucking money.
more concerned with delivering on longstanding partisan and ideological wish lists than with enhancing the ability of our nation to deal with the public health and economic challenges we face. So what the House passed is basically the same thing as the CARES Act, $1,200 per person, but this time you'd get $1,200 per dependent with a max of $3,600 for dependents. So sorry, Catholics, some of your kids just won't matter. But this, of course, will not pass the House, like we just discussed. So we're gonna have to wait. We're gonna have to wait for some more money. God knows how long.
Meanwhile, my landlord's texting me, it's your
God.
turn. Your turn to buy the air filters for the house. Like, Fuck you.
Oh yeah, that's bad. That's bad. Try
Your landlord
a
gives you air filters?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, no, he doesn't.
Mine did.
No.
My last one.
That's pretty sweet. When you're a homeowner, you have to go buy those.
My
That's
landlord
annoying.
Cutting the grass for you too.
Rent up.
He's the homeowner, Will.
16% the day the economy crashed. There you go.
Yeah, that sucks. And one more, in some other crazy coincidental stuff around coronavirus. A week after U.S. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo visited Jerusalem and openly shit on China's reactions about the pandemic and telling Israeli leaders to stop signing deals with them. The Chinese ambassador to Israel, 57-year-old Du Hui, was found dead at his home, and it's not being ruled as suspicious at all. No word from China on this.
Was there any cause of death released at all?
Not yet. No. Probably strangulation. I don't know. But
This is just a run-of-the-mill strangulation.
Yeah,
this is not suspicious.
Yeah.
This is textbook, guys. Honestly,
More to come on that one, right?
Yeah, more to come.
Oh, more to come on all of this. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, guys. Lots of stuff has gone on during quarantine lockdown. Great friends of the Hard Factor boys had a child this weekend. Congratulations, baby Connor and Connor's mom and dad. But seriously, it's been like 3 months, so like babies are being born. Jobs and lives are being taken. Huge life events are going on that people can't go to because they're stuck at home, like high school and college graduation. People are miss prom and all that shit. So let's take a look at a few of those graduations I mentioned, one high school and one college commencement speech that happened this weekend. Former President Barack Obama gave a virtual commencement speech to predominantly black colleges and said in the speech, "This pandemic has finally torn back the curtain on the idea that so many of the folks in charge know what they're doing. A lot of them aren't even pretending to be in charge. If the world is going to get better, it's going to be up to you," he also went on to say. And he basically took 3 or 4 shots, directly at Trump and the Trump administration, but didn't go as far as to name them. So that didn't go over well with the Trump administration. By the way, Wes, how is my Obama? Can you
No, it wasn't bad. Not bad at all.
Pretty good. Pretty good.
No, pretty good.
Taking it to the internet, at Real Donald Trump wrote Obamagate in all capitals, and then pinned that tweet. It had 350,000 likes in a day at the time of this recording. So he wrote that like Saturday and pinned it over the weekend and just accumulated like 500,000 likes. And then after that on Saturday, he just got worked up over this whole speech the whole weekend. Then on Sunday, he just incessantly tweeted shit against Obama. One of them he retweeted. He said, "The most incompetent and corrupt administration in U.S. history." That was his title. And then it was a retweet from someone named Cambry, who she said, "For almost a quarter of a millennium, the defining feature of the U.S. has been the peaceful transition of power from one administration to the next. Obama and his team willfully and actively violated this critical trust. This will forever be the Obama legacy." So a lot of people on the Trump side going after Obama for not, filling up the reserves and stuff for the ventilators and all that stuff, and they're just Obamagate.
Well, I think that it's always a little bit of there's always a little bit of shit talking. I think when parties change hands in the executive, but. I imagine even if it stays within the same party, there's some shit talking. And
you gotta
gotta be. But I mean, it is aggressive to come out and politicize a commencement speech.
Come on, he's got to say something.
When there is an investigation going on against you. I mean,
there's no fucking Obamagate. There's no Obamagate.
There is an investigation going on into his administration for sure.
Well, because he was trying to keep abreast of what was going on while he was still the fucking president. No crime there.
Well, regardless, there is the investigation into why the Russia stuff started, and we'll see where it goes.
It seems to be out of character, and again, he didn't mention Trump by name, but come on, he obviously was going after Trump.
You gotta say something,
and it's a new era. It's a new era. Typically, they don't do that.
Politicizing a commencement speech is lame, anyways. But let's get to a much worse, more egregious politicizing and much worse commencement speech from Nebraska Senator Ben Sasse, who gave what some are calling the worst graduation speech of all time when he gave a virtual high school commencement speech to the unfortunate students at Fremont High School. Here is some of Sasse's speech. "Congratulations, graduates. This is a big moment, not on graduating high school, but on making the journey down the stairs from your bedroom to the living room and putting on something slightly more formal than sweatpants. Your grandparents proud of you. We are proud of you. It took a lot of effort. We want to recognize you for your sacrifice. Congratulations." Yeah, congratulations, parents and teachers and coaches. Not that there's really any meaningful distinction among those categories anymore at this point. If you're a parent, you're a teacher. Thanks a lot, China. I know I'm not supposed to say this, but you're not missing out on that much because nobody, and by nobody, I mean nobody, remembers anything about their high school graduation. In fact, a lot of us spend a lot of our lives trying to forget as much about high school as they possibly can. This went on and on. He just continuously
Hey, check
cracked
this out.
jokes. Yeah.
I got a Ben Sasse book here. It was sitting on the. After hearing these jokes, Ben, sorry, bud, you're gone. You're off. You're off the. You're out. You're out. You're off of the. You're off of the bookshelf. My sister gave me a
You have a
book.
Ben Sasse.
My sister gave me a book of his. She was like, "Hey,
have one.
she was like, hey, it's not bad. You should read it." I had never read it, but I'll tell you what. After hearing those jokes, his
The
book is
kids
gone. It's
did
off.
not need a ribbing. They don't need a
That
fucking ribbing,
was-
Sassy.
That was excellent. I'm glad you had that sassy.
Yeah, that's
I can't believe you had it, to be honest. He went
Well,
on.
it's
He went
going
on
in the closet now.
Yeah.
Goodwill for you, Ben
That's
Sasse. I'm sorry.
unbelievable.
Those were bad jokes.
Yeah, I mean, like the valedictorian, he's telling her her life's a joke or his life's a joke. You know, like he went on with the attempts at jokes the entire time, but then also got serious about the coronavirus parts. And he took several shots at China. He said, "We're gonna have to have a serious reckoning with the thugs in China who let this mess spiral out of control by lying about it." He's telling the high school kids that. Basically, the entire speech was unintentionally hilarious, and it was him trying to make jokes about how the current high school graduating class is fat and lazy, and that China is going to pay and they're
But
evil.
also,
and that
Mark,
was the entire speech.
Also, Mark, also hyper political, right? So, like,
Yeah.
again, in the other
That's what I'm saying.
direction,
Correct.
inappropriate, totally inappropriate, and it's going to get
That's an
more
example- yes.
hyper political through November. So it's just
Exactly.
It's
That's an
gonna keep
example of Barack Obama on the left and Ben Sasse on the right taking their powers of being asked to give this commencement speech to high school and college graduates and then politicizing.
I don't think either of them were hitting any sort of political agenda, like left or right.
Oh yeah,
It's like,
obviously they both were. They're both singing the party line points.
Sassy wasn't singing the party lines. He was just doing
Yeah, he
bad
was. The
comedy.
China
Yes,
stuff.
no,
No,
he
the
was
China
terrible.
stuff he was.
You missed him saying that we need to sanction China like 4 times.
No, I heard that. Yeah.
Also, Elon Musk with the red pill tweet over the weekend. He's telling everybody to take the red pill in the context of all the stuff that he just said right before that. All I know is that it's going to get more political, and the only person that's going to be much, much richer at the end is Jeff Bezos. That's
Yes.
Trillionaire.
yeah.
All right, you're up, Will.
All right. This one I like to call "She Even Caught Me on the Podcast,"
wasn't me.
and you'll see why. Because Rep. Stephen Horsford, a Democrat from Nevada, is in a bit of hot water after being found out for having an affair in probably the most painful way possible, and you can probably guess it by what I just said. The woman he had an affair with, her name is Gabriella Linder. She started a podcast called Mistress for Congress, where she gave all the details of the relationship that started when she was a 21-year-old intern for Harry Reid, and he, the state senator at the time, Horsford, was 36-year-old senator. The relationship has been on and off over the last decade or so. And of course, soon after the podcast she released, she called him Bob, the pseudonym of Bob, when the podcast first came out. But immediately everybody started asking, and she was like, yep, it's Rep. Horsford. So, yeah.
Wow.
Nice.
Wow.
Do you check in with your former ex-lover before you start a podcast about them? Is that
No, hell no.
What's
She-
what's
obviously-
the etiquette
this
there?
This is a blindside attack. This is a blindside attack for sure.
And man, this is. I would be afraid for my life if I was in my current situation, and if this came
Well,
out
right,
on
I
the
mean, who-
podcast,
Yeah.
I would be afraid that I would get
I'd
murdered.
imagine Horsford needs to be pretty scared of,
Yeah.
of how upset his family is about this. Yeah.
Wait. You're saying the mistress should die, is what you're saying?
No, I'm saying my Florida wife would kill me if
Right.
If,
So-
if
some men wouldn't survive this,
came,
yeah.
if a mistress came out and blasted that I had an affair on a fucking podcast.
But hold on.
Yeah.
It's so crazy. It's such a crazy thing to do that you could almost definitely get away with it if you were like, "Come on, honey. You think I would? Come on. You think I would really sleep with a woman that would then?"
Oh no,
start
he's
a
already
podcast
admitted
about
that
it?
he did it. No,
Damn
he's
it.
admitted. It's also
Idiot.
a decades-long affair over multiple cities, and he had no
Yeah.
chance to survive this. Linder, that's the mistress. She insists the podcast, quote, "It isn't some revenge campaign to destroy Stephen," unquote, who she said she was in love with, though, so note that. Said she was in love with the guy, but rather an attempt to tell her truth. Here's her quote. "Did he cause me a lot of harm? Yes. Do I believe he needs to do some atoning? Absolutely. Do I believe he needs to step out of public office for some time to do that atoning? Yes. So not revenge, but he should end his career kind of thing is what she's going for.
Dude. Your fucking truth is what you've done
Sounds
in
like
your
revenge.
job, you idiot. Your truth is fucking like what you do on the weekends, not your personal life, you fucking dumbass. What the fuck is she talking about? What the fuck?
It's just like what Sasse said. I probably shouldn't be saying this, but high school graduation is meaningless. She's like, I'm not going out for revenge, but I'm going out for revenge. It's like,
I think she just wanted the family to be aware he has
she did
an
one
entire
thing.
family.
She did one thing. She fucked a fucking somewhat famous politician once,
For
and she's trying
10
to ride
years.
that.
No,
She's trying
Pat,
to ride
once.
that.
10 years.
It was 10 years.
Oh, no.
It was a
What I'm
10-year
saying is
relationship.
That was the one thing she did in her life that's fucking worth anything, apparently, is fucking this politician that she needed to start a goddamn podcast about it.
I think he lied to her a bunch of times and was like, "Baby, I love you.
He
I'll
kept
leave."
because it was different cities. I agree with you, Wes. Because it went on, and it started in Vegas, I think, and in the state of Nevada. It went on while he was still working in D.C. So anyhow,
I love you. Just don't do anything crazy and talk about it on your podcast or anything.
Right.
We're gonna make this work.
Yeah, we'll make it work.
right, exactly. I think there was a lot of promises in between, and eventually none of them panned out. And you get the podcast. Horsford, who is high up in the Dem Party, working for party leaders such as former President Barack Obama in the past, is staying in the race for the 4th district that includes northern Vegas and much of central Nevada. He's already under heat for keeping his family full-time in D.C. and not actually living in the state of Nevada. And now there's this on top of that for Rep. Horsford, so not good for him. And that must have been painful for Rep. Horsford. He's going to need to rub some Omax Cryo Freeze on that sore ego of his. What's Omax Cryo Freeze, you ask? It's the best pain relief roll-on, and very important, it's a roll-on. That's the best style of pain relief that you can buy over the counter. I have nagging neck and shoulder blade issues. All I need to do is roll some Cryo Freeze on that bad boy. It's gone for hours. It's like the Sex Panther perfume from the Anchorman movie, except it actually works, and it's an instant pain roll-on relief. So Sex Panther, but good. This is a non-prescription, triple-action pain relief roll-on is specifically formulated to block pain receptors, reduce inflammation, improve muscle and joint flexibility. The best part is it's 100% natural, CBD-powered, and it works within 10 minutes. So cannabis, fast-acting, and then it lasts for 8 hours. You really can't ask for more. Omax Health is offering the Hardo Hive 20% off a full bottle of cryo-freeze CBD pain relief roll-on plus free shipping. This discount also applies towards any product site-wide. Just go to omaxhealth.com today and enter code FACTOR at checkout. That's omaxhealth.com. Enter code FACTOR to get 20% off CryoFreeze and site-wide. Pro athletes to grandma can all benefit from this immediate pain relief. Simply roll Omax CryoFreeze on where it hurts and ice out the pain. That's it. It's that simple. It's incredible. Just go to omaxhealth.com, enter code FACTOR to get 20% off CryoFreeze and site-wide. That's omaxhealth.com. Enter code FACTOR to get 20% off site-wide.
Sick.
Roll it on,
segue.
baby.
Sick segue, Will. That
Roll
segue
it
was,
on.
I thought, roll it on.
Guys,
I thought you were gonna make a joke about him having back pains from sleeping on the couch. He's gonna be on the couch a lot. Yeah.
Fuck, opportunity missed.
It's okay. Hey, Will, you did pretty good. In the broadcasting world, let's call it a segue. You didn't even know that was an ad, guys. You thought that was part of the story.
Straight in there.
And Will sold you on it hard. It was nice. It was nice. All right, guys. Someone let Eric Trump on TV again. Fuck. Anyway, he continued to help divide America, claiming that Democrats were perpetuating coronavirus lockdowns not because they think it's the most prudent thing to do to stop the spread of the disease. No, it was because they're afraid of Trump's rallies. This is where Eric's coming from.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Now, that's a take quick, right?
That's
is a
a
hot
take, baby.
You can't.
Yep.
They are afraid of his rallies. I'll tell you
It
that.
may be true, but I don't think that they're perpetuating.
They're scared shitless of that many MAGA hats getting together. You wouldn't believe it.
If that was the case, what a well executed scheme. You know.
Yeah, it's true. The only thing that I'm really afraid of is rallies. How can we stop these things? Maybe let's orchestrate a global pandemic.
Somebody call China. Get Xi on the phone.
If the Democrats were smart enough to orchestrate a global pandemic, they could just beat him in November.
Yeah,
instead.
wouldn't have to worry about it.
Yeah, but I don't think they are able to do that.
So this is what shining star of the family Eric said to Fox
Come on,
News.
Eric Trump.
'Cause they think they're taking away Donald Trump's greatest tool, which is being able to go into any arena and fill it with 50,000 people every single time. You watch. They'll milk it every single day between now and November 3rd. He's referring to keeping the lockdown going. And guess what? After November 3rd, coronavirus will magically and all of a sudden go away and disappear, and everything will be able to reopen. They're trying to deprive him of his greatest asset, the fact that the American people love him. If I was fucking Georgetown University, I'm taking my diploma back, Eric. I'm rescinding it from you. I'm sorry. This is a fucking nutty take.
He's just doing. He's poking the bear. Because everybody right now, all the right, they're just gonna keep poking the bear on these governors that stay locked down and be like, "Oh, I bet your citizens aren't happy, are they? Are they? Are they?" And they're just gonna be able to keep doing that until the lockdowns end. So it's not gonna end.
It's just think about the greater good sometime, Eric.
Something tells me that the Donald Trump rallies are going to do just fine, even during Corona.
Texas is open. I have a feeling they'll have a big one in Fort Worth pretty soon.
He should change his name to Gravedigger because he can really pack those.
Yeah, let's be honest, guys. Everything's going to kind of work out exactly how it should.
Gravedigger.
Little monster truck double.
They should just combine monster truck rallies.
You're right. I'll tell you what. Wes and I aren't going to be leading any prayers by holding hands next time the Trump rally comes through Texas like we did last time. We're going to be 6 feet social distanced.
Well, yeah, that is a good point. You'll see if, do you guys see the Trump, the MAGA mask over the weekend that made the rounds on the internet?
No, is that a 6-foot mask? Like
it's like
mask?
is it the mask from like the new Mad Max Fury Road?
Right. It was like I'll put MAGA on my mask, so even if I'm abiding by your liberal rules, I'm still triggering the fuck out of you.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, that makes sense.
And protecting myself.
You got to rep your squad.
Well, no, not yourself. That's the whole thing. Everybody, PSA. Wearing a mask is to stop you from spreading it to other people. That's the point of wearing
it does one and the same. By protecting other people, you're protecting yourself.
No. Literally, it's only for you to not spread it to other people. That's the point.
Yeah, but if everyone wears it, then it's
right. That's why it's pointless unless everybody wears it.
Yeah. So that's why everyone should wear it. Yeah. Is that it, Pat?
That's it, guys. Yeah, brief.
All right. Well, look, guys, I got a solution for all this, Oh, I'm on the left. I'm on the right. Oh, I have COVID-19. I'm dying. I lost my job. All this crap that's going on.
You have a solution for all of that?
I've got a solution for all of this. We can rally behind the feel-good story of the year, and I have it. The story we all need to rally behind during the toughest year in recent history. The star of over 2,400 adult films, including Wild Wild Chest 1, 2, 4, and 8, and the #1 ranked porn star of all time by AVN, Ron the Hedgehog Jeremy, is fighting to save a tree his father planted outside their New York home the day he was born. The tree, much like Ron's penis, grew to great lengths and has been a staple of the community for decades. So they're trying to tear down this tree outside his neighborhood.
Is it like
house,
the new owner wants to get rid of the tree, or the city?
The fucking city, and the utility companies, man. The star of Passion Productions, Ally McFeel, has been staying at a Hollywood hotel during the coronavirus pandemic, which is disgusting.
Wait, you said Ally McFeel?
Yeah, Ally McFeel. Ron Jeremy's staying in a hotel. That's so on brand for him. He can't. Never mind. But he was alerted by. He was alerted by
a cleaning crew every morning.
Yeah. Come on. He's like 65 years old and he's living in a hotel because he's just so disgusting. He was alerted by a neighbor that the tree was wrapped in yellow tape, and that was like when he was like, "Oh my God, not my tree." So he went on to say, "I looked after that tree all my life. They tried to chop the tree down years ago, but I wouldn't let them. I even belted myself to the tree." The coach from Debbie Does Dallas 2 was referring to himself, and he tweeted pictures of him in 2018, like belting himself to the tree like Fern Gully style, so that they couldn't tear it down back then. But then they let him, then he went off to the hotels, and now they're trying to do it again. So, yeah.
Well, So is he? So he's won the battle with the tree before. Is there any sense of whether he's going to walk away with this one?
I don't know, because the tree is on city property, and the Parks Department can choose to remove it according to Con Edison, and Con Edison is the utility company that is set to cut down the tree. So, it's Ron versus Con. The city can decide to remove the tree to avoid any potential damage it may cause to surrounding power lines, which Con Edison is trying to say it's in the way of these
The
fucking
tree is
power
pretty
lines.
bent. It's got a bend to it.
Yeah, like I said, just like Jeremy. Just like the top credit in Fat Dog's Maino Valentine said he thought about flying home to put himself between the tree and the machines like he did in 2018, but he decided against it because he thought it wasn't safe to fly yet. And that's a good call.
Oh, too much of a risk of catching coronavirus to save your tree, huh?
Yes, that's a good call. As the cover man of Wine Me, Dine Me, 69 Me has probably got a few pre-existing conditions looking at him. 2,400 films and that body type is going to get you a few diseases and conditions.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so I would probably avoid planes for sure if I was him. Also important to note that the star of Whore of the Worlds and AFAA's 1984 Best Supporting Actor for All the Way In, his personal cameos are now a third of the price during quarantine. So the 21 Hump Street star will wish you a happy birthday or graduation for only $100 during lockdown.
That's a good deal.
Whole lockdown.
I really liked Ron Jeremy when he was on that show with all the celebrities.
Celebrity Rehab?
Yeah. I liked him in that show. Surreal Life. Yeah. Became a fan.
I saw Ron Jeremy freshman year at Virginia Tech. He was doing a debate tour with against a doctor that was a female doctor that was against porn and saying it was very sexist, which obviously it is. And the whole debate was like her being like, it's disgusting towards women. And he was like, yeah, we strangle them a little bit and shoot loads in their faces, but they get paid 1.5% more than or like the men that he was like trying to say. Yeah. It was
He defended it by saying they get the better pay in porn. Actually,
he didn't deny the absolute disgusting acts that happen to the women and how bad it is for them, but they get paid.
Yeah,
more.
but they have a trailer to clean themselves up with afterwards.
Exactly.
We don't.
From what I can tell, they love it.
Got a honey wagon.
yeah, they just hit me with the hose after a scene.
Yeah, they got
That's
sinks.
it.
Yeah, they did a Q&A at the end where you could write in questions or like raise questions.
Jeremy's hose down guy.
Some guy asked, he goes,
That's entry level.
How big's your penis? And he goes, oh, it's not that big. It's 3 inches from the floor.
Mm-hmm.
Did it classic Jeremy joke there. All right, let's move it on, boys. We got another plane incident. It's another one that deals with cheating, like my last story. And speaking of cheating, I watched Marco Polo on Netflix all weekend long, which is about the Mongolian Empire. And you can have as many wives or girlfriends as you want in the Mongolian Empire. Just putting that out there anyway.
Yeah, but you gotta look like a fucking Mongolian from
But you did have to
Ages.
survive weekly wars.
Right. You could be killed at any second, but you could also have as many wives or girlfriends as you wanted. So what
Genghis
these
Khan,
stories up
Genghis Khan was a beast. How many did he have?
Several. I mean, like they had like whole houses of wives and concubines and stuff. It was pretty cool. Anyways, it's not that way today, which turned out to be a big problem for one man over the weekend. An Iranian woman was traveling to Bali with her husband and their son from Qatar, and all was well. The wife was hammering booze on the flight. The kid was probably playing video games, and the husband nodded off to bed. But he didn't sleep very long because when he did nod off, his wife used his thumb to unlock his iPhone and then went through his texts and uncovered an affair. Needless to say, she was very upset. So,
shit. That's beast mode. I've heard of the face unlock during the sleeping, but the thumb unlock that is tricky.
Ballsy. Yeah, and it stands to reason that she probably couldn't get him in this situation until she got him on the plane, considering she had
There's nowhere to go on the plane.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so
What are you going to do?
Yeah.
Ask to switch seats? Like, just hang out in the bathroom the rest of the flight?
No. What you're going to do, Mark, she had already been drinking, like I said. What you're going to do is attack your husband. And then you're going to attack the staff who ask you to calm down. You're definitely going to refuse to stop that. And then the word's going to get up to the cockpit, and the pilot is going to take the flight down early in India and drop you off in India, and then take the rest of the flight on to Bali, which is exactly what happened, Mark. That's how it played out.
Shit. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
That sounds about right.
Right.
How-
so she just
how
made a
pissed would
huge
you be?
scene. Oh, finding out you got cheated on an international flight?
No, being on a fucking flight to Bali and having to land in India.
This guy couldn't keep his phone in his pocket. He's getting his thumb put on the fucking phone. Come on, yeah, I'd be pretty mad at him.
The entertainment that she provided would probably be worth the early
That's
landing
true.
in India.
You'll be talking about that your whole. And they're going to Bali too, so you're just like you're getting hammered, having such a great time. You're like, could you believe it?
Yeah.
That poor son of a bitch on the plane.
That's
Just
quite a story.
drinking Mai Tais, cracking up about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that'd be pretty fun.
I'll take the landing.
Yeah. Anyways, I think I'm with Wes. Yeah. So, right. So basically, the airlines and the police, they understood the situation, so they were just all cool with it. They were like, okay, nobody really did. Sorry to you, sir. Your life is terrible now. And man,
They gave this guy an 8-hour head start to get the fuck out of his house.
They just sent him back to Qatar as fast as possible. Yeah, sent everybody back to Qatar. Like, get out of here. Bali doesn't want this drama. Go back to Qatar. And that was it. That was over.
Love that.
Yeah.
Damn.
All right, guys. If you're horny and you love paying for tits to be in your faces and you're willing to travel, then listen up. Because the Cowboy State has opened up strip clubs again, y'all. I'm talking about Wyoming, most notably the Den in Wyoming. And the Den has all of its little foxes shaking their tails, just like normal, with one little difference, y'all. They're wearing masks.
Oh, cowboy masks.
Mm-hmm. Well, the article didn't say whether they were wearing the masks on their faces or their vaginas, so I'll leave that up to you to figure out. But if it's faces, I'm assuming these ladies can spin their masks into like being like part of like an organic part of their sexy costumes, like like it come out like a stripper surgeon or like a sexy Scorpion or Sub-Zero from Mortal Kombat or like a sexy exterminator.
What? You're pretty. Thank you. the stripper talk's so disgusting when you have a mask on. You're so.
Now it'll be even better though, because it did get a little moist. People are whispering in each other's ears and stuff.
That's true.
Block a lot of transmissions.
Also, it's let's be honest. As much as I respect the hardworking women of the exotic dancing industry, you got some good looking women and you got some not so good looking women. And the mask is kind of like even the playing field, because if you can only see half the face, they all could be attractive.
It's all about the eyes at that point.
The best dancers, the best pole skills girls just really fucking got it promotional.
Oh yeah.
Right, guys. So anyway, the club is able to open because it's technically licensed as a sit-down restaurant, which Wyoming has allowed to reopen, which is pretty cool. One unexpected problem has arisen, and that's that some of the girls are having a hard time maintaining their grip on the pole because lots of girls are using copious amounts of hand sanitizer before taking the stage, which can be slippery when applied to brass.
Indeed.
So slight danger there. Anyway, according to the club's owners, not one of the hundreds of customers that have shown up to pay for companionship have been wearing a mask. Not even one. So it's just the strippers.
The dancers are all wearing masks, but not a single
patron.
They were also wearing no underwear, just mesh shorts.
Absolutely, just b-ball shorts.
They were definitely, yeah. Well, I mean, I'm glad that the strippers are getting back to work. Strippers and masseuses in Reno are suing the state to get eligible for unemployment benefits because massage parlors and strip joints have shut down. So they should definitely be eligible for that or be able to get back to work.
Agreed. It's kind of dumb. I mean, I think they took a step too far because there's like full on lap dances happening here. But like, you could have kept strip clubs open the whole time and just kept the guys 6 feet away. The women would have made like a little bit less money.
Like sex booth, except just dance booth stuff.
Oh yeah, like just like in Amsterdam. I didn't even think about that.
You put in the money and then the thing slides down.
So smart.
And there's only one dancer in the middle, right? But you got to really sanitize those booths.
Those booths are going to be so disgusting.
That's not like an American thing.
You need like 20 minutes in between those booths.
That's the original PPE.
Yeah.
Lots. Can you imagine how many bare butts sit on those seats?
Oh, bro.
Just like.
Well, you're not bringing your own towel. I can hardly even bring my own towel to the gym. Imagine remembering it before you go to the jerk off parlor.
How many people have caught like hepatitis from sitting on one of those seats?
Oh, a lot.
There are cleaner places to be than inside a jerk off.
Yeah. And that's gonna do it for Hard Factor. Thank you guys so much for listening.
We're gonna do Predict It today.
Before we get going, let's talk about our favorite markets on Predict It before we head.
Oh yeah, let's do it. Let's do it.
So what are you guys betting on? Anybody got a market this week?
Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest with you. I'm still loving this Joe Biden, who he's going to select for his VP or by what date, which is July 26th, I believe is the start.
So
of it.
Are you feeling that? The Stacey Abrams article over the weekend, did that move the needle for you on that one?
Not at all, man. I think there's no chance on Stacey Abrams, not whatsoever.
Yeah, I would agree. I think
Also,
it's still gonna be
guys,
one of the top 3. Yeah.
Amash is gone off the who will be the 2020 Libertarian
Holy
presidential nominee.
shit, that was crazy.
so fast. It was like a week campaign.
Yeah, he's gone. There's currently a guy named Vermin Supreme who I really needed to look into because he looks like he's been hanging out on the streets of San Francisco, if you know what I mean, taking dumps in public. Yeah, McAfee is at 2 cents, but Joe Jorgensen's at 44. Jacob Hornberger, terrible last name, at 42, and then Vermin Supreme is at 5 cents right now.
You guys see McAfee's tweet over the weekend about about his favorite drug is still smack after all the drugs he's tried.
And he takes it in amounts that would kill mortal men.
Yeah, he's a nut, man.
Yeah.
I mean, does he have a chance?
Vermin?
No, he's not.
No,
No,
he can't come back to the
McAfee.
States. McAfee's arrested if he comes back.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean he can't win the candidacy.
technically.
Kinda, right?
He's not coming back. And
Who you going
he was
with,
in
Pat?
Spain, by the way. He was in Spain. I guess Jojo Jorgensen.
Jorgensen.
I don't know. Vermin Supreme on his Wikipedia, his press photo is him wearing a rubber boot on his head, like a hat.
That's amazing.
Anyway, if you guys want to get on the action, it's predictit.org/promo/HardFactor20. We'll match your first $20 deposit if you sign up for the site. We want to hear from you. What do you think? Vernon Supreme, 5 cents, goodbye.
I think it's worth it. His last name's Supreme.
Who knows? All right, guys, that's going to do it for Hard Factor. Hey, if you haven't, give us a follow at Hard Factor News and Barstool Newsnet. Subscribe. If you're hearing this show and you're not subscribed, it's important you subscribe. Hit the subscribe button on Apple Podcasts, or I think it's the follow button if you're listening on Spotify. Thank you guys so much for checking it out. We got a huge week coming up. I don't know what we're doing, but it's going to be fucking huge. Trust me on that shit.
Enormous.
Yeah, and have a great fucking day.